In the kingdom of heaven from the beginning of all times, God created a great celestial army made up of several powerful spiritual beings, who would help protect the divine creation, the grace of God and paradise. Beings so powerful that they would have the divine power to fight and defeat the evil beings that abound on earth and in the hell, the angels are the main deer of God and the defenders of paradise. It is believed that in the heavens there is a very marked celestial hierarchy that is formed by the angels, and their positioning in it is arranged by their rank, importance, and power over others. The celestial hierarchy is formed by three angelic spheres or hierarchies, which have different angelic choirs that help to control the cosmic order, and to direct the spiritual masses. The first angelic hierarchy, considered the most powerful celestial sphere of the kingdom of heaven, the triad closest to God, is formed by the thrones, cherubim, and seraphim. The first celestial order, within the first hierarchy, are the most powerful beings of the celestial hosts, the highest ranking above all angels, the seraphim. Extremely mysterious beings, who surround the throne of God with celestial songs praising the Creator, therefore, they are the closest to God and the main worshippers of this. Among their powerful gifts, they are the main guardians of the most sacred places on earth. They are the main beings that spread the grace of God throughout the vast universe, transforming it as principles of life, through the purest essences of the cosmos. They are those who purify and illuminate all that is in the heavens and on earth. It is said that the seraphim are the most beautiful beings in the entire universe, so beautiful that no one would have the honor of seeing their faces, only the eyes of God. They are interpreted as divine entities full of light so resplendent that they are not seen by other beings. They possess 3 pairs of wings with which they cover their entire body, even their feet, because being the most beautiful entities of all the heavens they should not be contemplated by others. It is also said that they also cover their entire body, to protect themselves from the bright light that emanates from God, the supreme holiness. Of their 6 powerful wings, the seraphim leave 2 wings free that would serve to fly. The main gift of these supernatural beings is the grace of wisdom, considered as the entities that control and regulate the movement of the heavens, according to the will of God. They are seen as the flames of growing and burning love. The second celestial choir of the first hierarchy corresponds to the cherubim. The cherubim are the guardians of the glory of God. They would oversee protecting the light and the stars, spreading divine and spiritual light throughout the universe. They would be the guardians of the path of celestial wisdom and the aggrandizement of consciousness. They are depicted as very beautiful beings, very slender, possessing 4 resplendent wings on their body. They are extremely fast beings, managing to move from one place to another with impressive celerity. It is believed that these magnificent beings, despite not having contact with man, their celestial light could reach the earth, influencing human beings. It is said that Lucifer belonged to this heavenly choir, and that he was the most beautiful cherub in all paradise and the favorite of God. It would be him, the possessor of the light, the son of the dawn. However, this would have been revealed to God because he wanted to be similar to God and have the power of the whole universe. He did not want to be a simple inferior angel. In the end, Lucifer was defeated and would have been expelled from the kingdom of heaven and sent to the abyss. The thrones are celestial beings that in ancient times were called the spirits of the stars. The thrones are represented as entities of great size, possessing several circular wings, very luminous and of various colors. Their wings are replete with eyes of deep look. These beings will form a very unusual appearance because they have a series of very bright wheels, and very difficult to distinguish. The thrones would be the angels in charge of witnessing and verifying the actions of mankind, proclaiming the truth. They keep a very meticulous record of all the actions of the human being, actions that at the end of their days will be condemned or condemned. So too, among their duties in paradise are to be responsible for carrying the throne of God throughout the kingdom of heaven. For these angels, perseverance would be their most powerful gift. They would be the ones who help maintain the universal order, always worrying about ruling relentlessly. For the second hierarchy, the beings that conform to it would be more distant from God. The second celestial sphere would be made up of dominations, virtues and powers, called the rulers of heaven. The dominations are the ones in charge of regulating all the actions of the other lower angels, and they are the ones who entrust tasks to the lower celestial choirs. In addition, the dominations are the main regulators of the cosmic order, receiving orders from the Seraphim and Cherubim, who hold the higher celestial ranks. These marvelous angelic beings are also noted for their great power to heal. They are said to be the supreme healers, physically and mentally healing the faithful and pure. The dominations are those who stand at the boundary between the infinite and the finite. For God, these beings would be those who manifest His sovereignty, and are represented as powerful and noble figures. According to several interpretations, it is believed that they wear beautiful wings with a very beautiful figure. They are also depicted with a powerful sword and a scepter, celestial elements that will help defend the kingdom of heaven. One step below are the virtues, celestial beings with a very important duty in heaven and on earth, as they would be those who help to shape and realize the desires most desired by the human being and would be those who inspire man to pursue their dreams and aspirations. They are the miraculous ones, since they work by accomplishing acts that would be impossible for man. The virtues would be the first angelic begins to have direct contact with humans. They are depicted as very luminous beings, emanating very intense rays of light, which transmit divine energy. The virtues would also be those who anticipated and led the ascension of Jesus Christ to heaven and would also be responsible for honoring and serving the Virgin Mary. The beings of virtue possess great power over the actions of humanity. The last celestial choir of the second hierarchy is formed by the powers. The powers were beautiful divine beings with white robes, their wings would be of delicate and luminous aspect. He is also represented with a flaming armor and holding a very long and powerful sword. The powers are at the command of the other angelic choirs and are responsible for watching over and protecting against all the existing boundary between the spiritual and the earthly. This angelic choir would include the angels of life, of birth, and the angels of death. Therefore, they are the ones in charge of taking the inert bodies of humans before God, to define their destiny. In the cosmos, their main function is to maintain a spiritual balance in all aspects, and in the ways of the heavens. In addition, the powers are those who must take care of the kingdom of God. The powers would be those who protect history and consciousness and would also oversee the disposition of the powers given to humans. The last sphere or third celestial hierarchy is the most distant from God and possibly would be those who could never see God directly and would not have much direct contact with Him because this angelic triad receives orders from the other higher hierarchies, acting as spokesman for God. The first choir is made up of the principalities. The principalities would oversee safeguarding nations, territories, and countries. They would be the celestial princes responsible for supervising the political, military, and commercial actions of the spiritual leaders of the guarded territories, avoiding wars, conflicts, and human injustices. Their duty is to protect the chief warlords from evil entities, and to lead them to a higher path of spirituality. They are the main spiritual protectors and are responsible for the immaterial evolution of nations, inculcating people to return to God and to cry out for His return. They promote that the relationship with God is the only truly important thing. They are represented as divine beings of beautiful figure, with elongated and shining wings. Below the powers are the archangels. This divine choir is made up of the main leaders of the celestial regime. The archangels were created by God as perfect spiritual beings, and His faithful deer and messengers. Among their main functions is to contemplate God forever and ever. Also, these spirits would be the spokespersons of God when communicating His will to humanity. The archangels have managed to communicate with humans in different ways and forms, as a divine inspiration, as promoters of the grace of God. The tasks of the archangels are directed to help to save humanity. They possess great power in guiding the spiritual masses, as well as carrying the most important divine decrees to man. In various writings, the main archangels are detailed as the most powerful celestial heroes, guardians, and divine messengers of the heavenly realm. Among the most relevant archangels described are Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Likewise, There are writings where 7 celestial princes of heaven are described, who would be the ones that can form this important celestial court. They are represented with armor, swords, and various elements of their duties. Their wings are thin and have a very slender human figure. The last celestial choir, on the top floor of the intriguing divine hierarchy, are the custodians, divine beings so close to humans that they even present human forms. They are also the angels best known to man, and they are usually called guardian angels. They are the direct protectors of spiritual men. They are closely related to human acts. It is believed that God has sent a guardian for each human being, to guide him, protect him and save him from the temptation of the evil one, helping to take care of men until their arrival to heaven. The guardian angels would be the only spiritual escorts of mankind. Undoubtedly, angels and their divine importance have managed to maintain order in the universe, regardless of their angelic hierarchy. They have helped since the beginning of time to protect mankind.